Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Let's hope this is all working. We should have sound. We should have video. That all looks like it's working.
That's all we need, really.
That's all we need. Just need each other.
Hey.
And a beer.
Yes.
And who knows where the might
How many you had?
Not enough.
When you get nervous.
So welcome to the Fellowship of Beer / Steam Machine Brewing Company. Oh look, we've got a guest rumbling from the door. Oh, thanks. Is this my food delivery for today?
Yes. Yeah.
There you are. There's your burger.
Wonderful.
Deliver
Right,
brew.
This is. Do you want to say anything while you're live on Facebook and YouTube?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Leo turned 18 the other day.
Oh, well, it was about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Happy birthday, Leo.
There we go. Got takeaway. Just in case you were wondering, that's my tea later on. So Steam Machine Brewing Company, if you don't know and you're just wondering how you've stumbled across this live stream, is a craft brewery based in the northeast of England. We are currently upstairs and it's a fairly busy night.
Very busy for a Friday.
You and Amy are running the tap room this evening.
Yeah. Unexpectedly busy.
I mean, you've been a bit run off your feet.
Yeah, I've done okay.
I've been like watching from the windows as I've been setting up technology.
Comfortable though.
I mean, getting your steps in.
Yeah, always.
And what we're known for is brewing eclectic beers. So
Diverse.
Different beers, not the run-of-the-mill. And that's always been the mission of Steam Machine. So the Fellowship of Beer is an extension of that. And it is a beer subscription box that puts the creative choices of brewing in the hands of the community. You. So we're joined tonight by, I can see we've definitely got one of them live. We've got Sean Miller, who also has commented saying, fancy intro, those boxes being filled look nice. Yes, they do.
Sean's a founding member.
He is a founding member. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
He was one of the lucky first 100, basically.
We sold out in 25 hours with our founding members. And then the subscription was closed.
What did they get for being a founding member?
So the founding members, they got our eternal love and gratitude. They got a fancy, cool yellow hat, Steam Machine glass, and some delicious beers. And those
exclusive beers.
Exclusive, some of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
No. And we put the creative choices straight away into the hands of these founding members.
Yeah.
We tasked them with deciding the frequency of the Fellowship of Beer box, the beers that are going to go into the box, the price of the box, and all of that jazz. Now, I'm hoping we are streaming across Facebook for Steam Machine. We're not. We are now.
Everyone's downstairs anyway.
Everyone's downstairs. I'm hoping we're streaming across Facebook, Steam Machine. We're streaming across Fellowship of Beer on Facebook. We're streaming YouTube channels on both. And apparently to a Fellowship of Beer group as well.
Would you say it's across the globe?
Across the globe. I'm like, who's the furthest away?
Who is the furthest away founding member?
George is in St Ives, Cornwall.
That's good.
That's pretty far away.
That's far away. It's further than Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot from Darlington.
Yeah, that's good.
Darlington's
the hub of Fellowship of Beer.
I would say that we had the most parcels smashed being delivered to Darlington, which is a bit unfortunate, seeing as though it's the closest destination. We also have Adam Mills here. Adam is one of our founding members as well. Welcome, Adam. Sean's watching on YouTube. Good stuff. Do you know what I think I can do?
What can you do?
I think I can be clever.
You can do anything.
Watch what happens. That now puts messages on Dan's side.
Does it?
Look at that. That's new. That's learning. Look, Ian, he's in the yard.
Hi, Ian.
In case you don't know,
is Ian one of the guys that's been drinking through the board all day?
I'm not sure.
There's a group of gentlemen that are in the yurt and they've gone through the board.
I mean, that's impressive.
And I think they've started again.
In case you don't know and you're watching this confused, Steam Machine has a yurt. So let's just give a bit of a recap about what the Fellowship of Beer is for those just joining us, because I forgot to put the stream onto Facebook for Steam Machine, and so everyone missed our cool fancy intro, unlike Sean.
This is the best bit anyway.
This is the best bit. It's the bit with us in. And Phil's lovely shirt that he's ironed for the occasion. Not often he does an ironing run, but, by God, he broke that out tonight.
All for YouTube.
So the Fellowship of Beer box, we just want to talk about how these founding members came up with how it's going to work going forward. Basically, it's a beer subscription box that is delivered or collected by members every 2 months. There's typically 12 beers in this box, and they're all about 375ml, although we will have some cans in. This is half a champagne bottle size, so it's a bit bigger than your normal bottle of craft beer anyway. They're lovely premium robust bottles. We think they're great. Having a slight supply issue this week with them, but that's another story.
Everything's hand bottled, hand labelled.
Yeah, and it's just it's done with love. Now, a lot of these beers that are going into these boxes are barrel aged. At least 6 of the beers in the subscription box are subscription. I can't talk.
Subscription.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
We'll use that one. Subscription box are imperial strength, which means 7.5 to 8% plus to 12 plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what people want.
Stronger the better. Stuff you know and love.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dry January.
No.
What is it? Hasn't stopped raining here for a start. So.
Is every beer in the box going to be a different style almost?
Yeah. So the extension of that Steam Machine mission of beer diversity, like you say, is in this box. It's all going to be. It's not about having 50 shades of hazy IPA, and it's not about having beers which are just us showing how clever we are, because what's different about this beer subscription box is the creative choices are in the hands of the Fellowship of Beer community.
It's a lot of trust for them, isn't it?
Crazy.
We don't even do that with each other.
Rocco, what are we brewing today?
Yeah, it was overruled what the other one says.
So, what kind of creative choices has the Fellowship of Beer been making already on the journey that you've seen?
One of the first choices was how we smoke a malt.
Yeah, I mean that was a great few days for my eyes.
It was great. Yeah.
So this is an example of how the community has influenced what's in the box. There was a conversation underway about smoked beers on the forum, and it was gaining a bit of traction. They were discussing smoked beers. So when we polled members, we said, would you like to see a smoked beer in the new box? If so, what type of smoked beer? There's various different smoked beers from different cultures, different countries. The Fellowship voted for a Grodziskie, which, if you're Polish...
Say it again?
Grodziskie.
Nailed it.
I watched like a 1 hour European beer presentation.
He didn't say it like that a week ago, trust me.
Video, and they said this word about 50 times, so I'm hoping I've got there.
Honestly, it sounds right.
It sounds right. If you're Polish and I've said it wrong, let me know. I'll probably carry on saying it wrong. But then we took it one step further, because it was one of our members, I think it was James, was saying, have you ever smoked your own malt? And I said, no, but that's a good idea. And it was something we were discussing ourselves
we said it for
on
a
a car journey. As we were saying, like, it would be great to smoke our own malt, because different woods influence different flavors of smoke. If you think about hickory smoked barbecue flavor compared to like oak smoked wild salmon, every smoke brings different flavors. So the traditional one used for the Grodziskie is an oak smoked wheat malt. The Rauch beers of Bamberg in Germany are traditionally smoked with beech malt, which gives a kind of like almost like a hot doggy bacon crisp aroma.
Super savoury, isn't it?
And what we did was, it has a little sweetness to it as well. And what we did was we suggested different woods that we could use to smoke this malt, and put that to the Fellowship of Beer founding members to vote on.
What did they go for?
They went for birch wood. Now, secretly, I was hoping they went for apple wood, because there's a large crabapple tree falling down the other side of my field, and I thought I could go over there.
You've had your eyes on that for a while.
I've had it, yeah. But fortunately, big shout out to my sister, my nephew who just delivered the burger 5 minutes ago, his mum. They had a tree come down in the garden and a fence set on fire. The fire brigade had to be called. That's another
Is this a
story.
true story?
True
I
story.
don't know this story.
So the result of that is somehow a birch tree had to be cut down.
What are the chances?
And so I got the wood. I got all the birch wood. So we had plenty of birch wood as well. So we made ourselves a smoker. We used an old steel keg. We put it on top of an old stove, and I spent all day outside in the crisp frost and ice the other day, smoking this malt. We then left it in a Hessian sack so that it dissipates some of the harshness. And yesterday, was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
We brewed this beer.
Yesterday we brewed this beer. Yesterday we brewed the Grudziski. What did the brewery smell like mashing in?
It smelled amazing. It's like that bacon frazzle.
You said bacon frazzle straight away.
It was crisp, wasn't it? It was really, really nice.
It smelled sweet as well, didn't it? For
Yeah, it
such a
was
low
great.
ABV beer. So
Your jacket smelled amazing.
my jacket did smell amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife disagreed. She's like
I
washed it.
liked it. 8
Washed
o'clock
it
in the
twice.
morning. It's just what I needed.
It's like my hair, the bed,
It was
everything
just
smelled
amazing.
smoke.
Yeah.
I was preserved. That's
You
it.
were preserved.
Some people need anti-aging cream. I'm just smoked.
Like a kipper.
So that's one of the most interesting site choices that the Fellowship of Beer came up with.
They've also been deciding things like what barrel beer should be aged in.
Yeah.
Which is super exciting, isn't it?
And straight away, we had aged some stouts away, and the first choice that these Fellowship Beer members made was, okay, we've aged an Imperial Stout in a Speyside whiskey barrel and a Lowland whiskey barrel. We provided tasting notes and said, vote which one you would like.
Yeah.
They all voted for this. Well, no, they didn't all vote, but the majority was the Speyside whiskey
Why?
barrel.
What was the Speyside give compared to the Lowland?
Well, the Speyside was slightly more aggressive, which probably worked really well. And it was also quite jammy. It had these red currant kind of notes. I was quite surprised, actually. The Lowland one, which I actually preferred, I thought was...
Again, you should never trust the
never trust the
two
Fellowship.
wrong decisions.
That had like delicate honey notes. It almost had like a slight kind of creme brulee quality
It did,
to it.
definitely. We said that there was like a vanilla quality almost.
But both surprised me. That's the first
I
time.
liked the aggression of the Speyside.
I love the aggression of
Yeah,
Speyside. I actually wish we'd cocktailed them both. That's maybe
Why didn't we do that?
maybe we could do that another day. So that was an example of a choice that the community made, and that's a unique beer that only the Fellowship of Beer members, the founding members, and the people who are signing up as we speak, because we just opened up membership, are going to enjoy.
Yeah.
So if you want to smell beer that has had literally hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of effort gone into it, this is the beer.
Going forward in the near future, what other decisions are members going to be given the option to vote on?
Literally to vote on everything. Like, we've been quite tame with what we've asked them so far.
Yeah.
We've asked them styles.
Yeah.
So the styles that we said, okay, pick 3 of your favourite Imperial styles of beer. We went for Doppelbocks, quadruples, and triples.
Yeah.
All 3 we've brewed. We've put
Straight
into
away.
action those beers, and they're fermenting away. They're going to be asked further, okay, would you like some... We'll bottle some of that up for a box. The rest of it, we're going to barrel away.
What barrels? Yeah.
They'll decide. Do you want another addition in there? You know, we've
Such
done...
as fruit or...
Yeah, fruit,
Yeah.
a spice. Give some examples of some of the unique beers that we've created.
We've recently done a saison, red grape, aged in a red wine barrel. Tastes absolutely amazing.
We did a quadruple in a Rioja barrel with raw cacao nibs. You know, we currently have a triple being aged away with apricot in a Riesling barrel, and that smells and looks amazing as well.
We've done imperial stouts with carob and cardamom and
All sorts.
And the rum raisin quadruple as well.
Rum raisin quadruple, rum and raisin stout. We actually use the spices that is used in rum distilling into the beer. And so, but all of these choices, these are just ideas we've had. The creative choices that are going to come from this community, especially as it grows.
Is there anything that surprised you barrel-wise so far? In a good way?
I think the Chateau Margaux barrel, which was the triple Margaux, which was in the founding members pack.
Yeah.
We knew nothing about that barrel other than it had a fancy French name.
Yeah.
And it came from a
And
very...
it had white wine in at some point.
And it came from a very expensive French vineyard.
Yeah.
And that...
As soon as you mentioned that barrel to anybody that knew what they were talking about wine-wise, they all went...
They all go, oh, Chateau Margaux.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And we just pretended we knew what we were talking about.
Just chuck a beer in it. It's fine.
And they were delicious. It was an absolute delicious beer. And it surprised me how much the beer had changed from the base beer and how much of that barrel flavour.
We had one keg of it, didn't we, after bottling, and that ran out yesterday.
I'm absolutely gutted because I was about to pour myself.
Which we didn't work yesterday.
I know.
So to come in today and to have gone.
To not have been told the bad news by Gulan yesterday. You know, she could have broke that to us softly.
No, you just got the surprise of it.
Yeah. So these are just examples of things we've done. These are examples of the we're going to brew a big double IPA. The Fellowship are currently voting on which New Zealand hops should go into that.
Yeah. Sean's opened a Rackham's rum shop.
Oh, so that's one of the ones we were just talking about.
We love that, don't we?
Going down a tree with dark boozy fruits and a touch of spice and that smooth, sweet, boozy rum edge. We love that beer. And that's the one which we put the rum spices in. It's sat there for quite some time, that beer, on Golden Sultanas as well.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. In a rum barrel.
In a rum barrel.
Amazing.
Delicious.
So the base beer was the Borshri, wasn't it? Which is our base Imperial Stout.
Which is our new Imperial Stout we came up with like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were super happy with it. We deviated slightly. So the Utterly Debauched, which is the second one, we made slightly more decadent.
We've got a third one, it's now in barrels, isn't it?
The third one, which the Speyside was one of them, which I can't remember what it was being called. But that is more tobacco-y and more adult-like. I think
it's got a real almost soy quality to it.
It's got that kind of old school Russian Imperial Stout quality.
We love it, don't we?
Yeah, that's my kind of stout. So yeah. So that's the kind of thing. So the price of this box, the price of the Fellowship beer box is essentially it's £60 a box delivered anywhere in the UK for the 12 beers. The frequency of that, which has been decided, so the price and frequency has been decided by those founding members, and it was 97% approval of these decisions. That will be charged at £30 a month, and every other month you'll get a box of unique beer. Your involvement with the Fellowship of Beer can be really intense. I'm looking at you, Sean. Or it can just be completely hands-off. You can just sit there and every other month, delicious, unique beer that only
trust
you
everyone else's decisions
in the rest of the Fellowship Beer community are going to receive this beer. Or you can just casually log in and vote on some things every now and again, see what's happening, show your face.
But always vote. You should always vote.
Always vote. See what's happening. And then there's a £10 discount on that for people who choose to locally collect, which means that the couriers have far less chance of playing football with beer, which is a good thing. Looking at you, darling, at YDL.
Specific. When's the first box going to go out? When we're looking for the first box?
The first full box is due out end of November to be ready end of November.
Oh, February.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Merry Christmas.
Well, even the start screen says that this live stream is going on in December. I was like, they've got a long time to wait for the live stream if it says December. Yeah, November. Yeah,
These are going to be in a barrel a long time.
February, definitely February. Shall we talk about the 12 beers which are going to be in the first
Have
box?
we made a decision on all 12 then?
Yeah. So
Okay,
some of
let's
them
go.
might tweak and change ever so slightly. But this is what we're looking at the moment.
So we're going for the Speyside Imperial Stout,
Speyside
which
Imperial
has already
Stout.
been voted on. That's it.
Great.
You've got it.
The red grape saison that has been barrel aged in a Rioja barrel that you were teasing about. That's one which the Fellowship haven't decided, but that's a beer that we've chosen for the box because it's a stupendous beer.
We have one of our longest age beers, which is our 3-year Lambic cherry beer.
Yeah, Lambic style cherry beer. We've got two beers like this. We've got one on sloes and one on cherries. And that was a Fellowship vote. We said to Fellowship, there's going to be a 3-year wild beer, aged Lambic spontaneous beer in your box. Which one would you prefer? And we provided notes on how we produced all of these sour beers. There was like a list of 6.
We've been tasting them continually, haven't we, for 3 years, and they've changed so much.
Yeah, amazing. So
they're ready.
We're really
ready.
excited to get that out there. What else have we got?
We've got our barrel-aged saison, which is aged in the Riesling barrel.
Oh, so that was my favourite beer we did last year, like in spring.
So we did it again.
So we did it again. This is part 2.
For you.
It's a different barrel.
And him.
It's a slightly different saison, but we're super excited about it. It actually tasted, it smelled and tasted ever so slightly that there was some wild Brettanomyces in that barrel compared to the other one.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely your favourite, isn't it?
It's going to be really interesting to see what that Brettanomyces brings as this beer ages and matures.
Black barley wine.
Black barley wine. Okay, so this is the neat version. This is being brewed. It's being bottled. It's a beer style that really hasn't been seen much around the UK.
We haven't made it up though.
We haven't made it up. This is something which does exist, or an emerging style of beer.
Yeah.
And the Fellowship have chosen barrels to age that beer away in for future boxes. So they voted to put it in the Speyside whiskey barrel that's just been freshly emptied with Imperial Stout. So the same day we bottled the Imperial Stout, we transferred the black barley wine. So it's going to take on flavours of the Imperial Stout and the Speyside whiskey barrel, which is interesting. We've never done that before.
No, never done that.
And they also voted for a dark rum barrel, which
went in yesterday.
Which, yeah, if you've seen any of my social media for the last 2 days, you'll understand my frustration with
Captain Beeswax.
Bloody barrel. We've never had a rum barrel that hasn't leaked, have we?
No, it's always the rum barrel.
It's always the rum barrel. So
goddamn sailors.
Humidity, temperature have a lot to play with barrels.
This was the worst one we've had.
And, you know, northeast winter just isn't the same climate as Jamaican summer. I know, crazy talk, but that's that. And so what it's meant the staves of they've contracted a bit or retracted a bit. Anyway, they've left gaps, and that gaps meant water, and therefore beer would leak out of it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even hold the hot water to steam it. It was just pouring out, literally pouring between the staves and the head. So it's been a long couple of days working on this barrel, fixing this barrel, putting beeswax in the barrel, steaming it, allowing the hot water to expand, and finally success. Yesterday, that was the last thing we did before home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fill that barrel. And have you checked it? Have you seen if there's any leaks?
No, it's all right.
Drips. Literally
it's all right.
Drips. That's
I
it.
think it's all right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's what else is in the first box. What else have we got? Mild. We have a mild. So that was voted by the members. We said, okay, let's have a look at some historic recipes. What do you fancy? Mild. Why not? Where can you get a mild in this day and age? Our bar and your box. Enjoy. A Pils. We have the very Pils. That's going to be the same beer. That is one of our most successful draft beers on at the brewery. Although we may change that for a can of a slightly different IPA.
Oh, yeah.
A cold IPA, New Zealand cold IPA. I'm betwixt and between. We might consult. We'll have to consult the members on that because I think they'd really enjoy this new IPA.
It's your favourite style of IPAs.
Yeah, it's like a West Coast on steroids. Bitter, wholesome, delicious.
Cool.
Speaking of IPAs,
Double IPA.
Double IPA was 4th place in the votes for Imperial Beers of the Fellowship of Beer founding members. So we said, okay, as a consolation prize, and because we don't want the Steam Machine draft community being deprived of a double IPA because ours is nearly out, we said we're going to brew double IPA anyway, but we're going to let the Fellowship of Beer dictate that IPA. And so we contacted our hop merchant, Charles Farham, and we said, what's the freshest hops you've got at the moment? And they said the New Zealand crop of 2023, which is great because New Zealand hops are our favourite by coincidence. And with that vote still ongoing, and we will choose 4 of those hops, and they'll go on, and they'll be in that double IPA, which is exciting.
Yeah.
There's the Grodziskia,
Yeah.
which we already spoke about, and then just the last 2,
which is our quadruple,
and the Golden Triple,
the
Belgian style.
Tell us about the quadruple.
So the quadruple is our northern quad, so it's a Belgian big imperial chestnutty boozy hug.
Golden triple.
Sorry, 1 second. Having technical issues.
It's a YouTube gun.
Is it that one?
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. There we go. Thanks for that.
Golden Triple?
A golden triple is one of my favourite styles of beer as well, actually. If you've ever come across Shoof in the supermarket, you'll know why. It's just a wonderful, wonderful strong. Now, speaking of golden triples, we actually have one here.
Ooh.
I think. It's a 9.5% beer from Dominicans which is a gift from a fellowship member, actually. This is from Matty, who works in Germany. So when he's driving back through Belgium, he sneaks in and gets me some beers from this brewery. So it's traditional to celebrate a launch with a delicious beer. This has been aged in a whiskey barrel. I've had this beer before, actually.
I've never had it.
So this is the beer that persuaded me that actually Scotch whiskey barrels would be a good idea for aging beer in. You can have slightly more. You've been working hard.
How strong is it?
It's a 9 point something.
That smells
9.5.
It smells more like whiskey than beer.
It does, actually.
Does it say how long it was aged for?
How smooth is that? I can't drink spirits personally. I'm just beer or posh tea or water.
That's really, really nice. That's super smooth.
It is really smooth.
You say it's Belgian?
This is Belgian. This brewery, Dominicans, you can't get them over here. But I think just every beer I've had by them has just been absolutely superb. And loads of their beers are like being gold award winners in beer
Coriander
competitions.
is an ingredient.
Is there some coriander?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So coriander can accentuate. It contains citronol, which is actually the same as in citra. So it can accentuate some tropical and fruity flavors.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people, when they're home brewing, they add coriander seed to try get a Belgian flavor, and it actually ends up tasting of coriander seed. But actually, in low levels, it increases the fruity qualities of the beer. I mean, would you say this tastes of coriander or smells of coriander?
No.
But it does smell slightly fruity, doesn't it?
That's really nice.
So Christopher Hammond says, do a cold IPA.
Interesting.
And then there's another comment by Sean Miller saying he's not really sold on the cold IPA.
Why, Sean?
For me, they kind of represent a cleaning up of the West Coast style. I love West Coast IPAs. And it's kind of like reducing the cloying kind of crystal malt from that bill.
Accents hop character.
Absolutely. I think it accentuates everything. It's a cleaner base beer to appreciate the hops, but to appreciate the bitter and refreshing quality of the hops. Whereas for years and years now, we've only seen celebrating the fruity and tropical aspects of hops against a sweet beer. I would say these are far more unbalanced and far more unhinged, which makes me... And they're more quaffing. They're a refreshing
super
beer.
Clean, aren't they?
Super clean and refreshing.
Ian's on the Tennessee.
Okay, so that is an imperial stout that's been aged in a bourbon barrel.
It's on the bar now.
Ian's
in the yurt.
Just for giggles. Hopefully he doesn't fall over.
Yeah. We've got a first aider on site.
Cheers, Phil.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
That's really nice. Thanks, Matt.
See, Adam's with us. Get me bitter, piney, strong West Coast any day.
Knows.
I think you'll enjoy the cold IPA.
Adam, when we get invited back down to London.
Yeah, we're party in London, man.
Yeah, we miss you.
Adam said,
and your hospitality.
He messaged me yesterday saying he might try to come up here.
Oh, come! No, that's not good for me. We need an away day.
We stayed on a canal boat.
We did indeed,
and went to a brewery that knew who we were.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Kyle was wearing a steam machine hat.
Yeah,
we walked into Old Street Brewery.
In Hackney Wick.
And the guys went, steam machine?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we love
wasn't
steam
it?
machine beers. And we're like, oh, we're
they still loved us by the time we left.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was a good night.
They wouldn't let us pay for beer all night. That's the kind of
It
brewery
was
invite you want.
really good. Yeah.
We had a brewery tour, tacos, fish and chips. You absconded for a little bit.
More beer.
Came back, I had more beer.
Yeah.
Short sleep. Anyway, enough of that. So Chris says the cold IPA I had on last summer and the one from my local brewery sold me of them. Cold, crisp, and clean, like you say, Nick. Cheers, man. So, are there any questions about Fellowship of Beer or about Steam Machine in general? About IPAs, about
Beer stouts, Belgian beers, sour beers,
about Phil's favourite colour?
green.
I like green too.
I like green.
I don't have a favourite colour really. I like all colours.
You don't like all. Nobody likes all.
I like-
Everyone likes all colours, but that's just a
That's-
cop-out answer.
I think I would probably have green, but I don't want to say green, so you just say green.
All right, okay.
Quite like turquoisey.
What's everyone's favourite colour? Comment in the. That could be the colour of the label to our next notes.
Yeah. I don't know where that's going.
Not where we want it to go.
So included in this Fellowship of Beer box, in the beers in this box, we're going to include unique collaborations as well. So we already have one lined up with Charles Farham, the hop farm and the hop merchants. They're the biggest hop supplier in the UK. So they grow a load of wonderful British hops. They release new wonderful British varieties of hops, but they also import hops from around the globe as well. And that's because other people want to buy English hops too. So there's some really interesting developments happening with English hops, which haven't been at the forefront of, I would say, of the craft scene for being interesting. And that's a shame because traditional British hops can be really elegant and floral and incredible. And we use Goldings in loads of our beers, especially the Belgian style beers. They're used massively in Belgian brewing. But there are some new varieties like Jester and stuff like that, Harlequin, which which are trying to give the American tropical hop industry a run for the money. So we have a collaboration lined up with Charles Farham where they're going to come and visit us, bring samples of different British hops, and we're going to make a beer as the Fellowship of Beer, just for the Fellowship of Beer with Charles Farham, which is really exciting. Yeah. The other collaboration we have lined up is with Mark and Pat, a virtual collaboration.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, and they have the All About All Things Beer podcast.
And they're based in Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio.
Across the pond.
We say.
Yeah.
And
You've been a
loads of
guest on
knowledge.
their podcast quite a bit.
I have. So if you want to listen to me talk about beer rather than about just random things on a piece of paper in front of me as I try to remember my favourite colour, then it's actually a bit more grounded. Yeah. And Mark does a great job at editing out all the waffling.
He's really good at that. Yeah.
We've got Sean's Black and Silver. So Adam says he'll speak to the guys. Maybe we can sort something out. I don't think they'll take much persuading. Strong tables only.
Strong tables only.
They don't call him the
table smasher.
Table smasher
with his head.
So Adam has suggested this was a community suggestion, and this is definitely something we should do. Is to do a Fellowship of Beer Samphire Goza. Samphire is a really interesting vegetable. It is native, and we want to incorporate foraging into the Fellowship of Beer beers. So we have a lot of experience with this. One of my other hobbies outside of brewing is foraging. We released a beer a year and a bit ago called Mystic Brew.
Yes.
That used mugwort, elderflower, yarrow, and something else, I think.
Zero hops,
unhopped beer, and it was using these ancient brewing herbs.
Was the base recipe the saison?
It was the saison base recipe, unhopped.
Yeah.
With the saison yeast, but we allowed the wild yeast that was on the flowers as well to do some of the fermentation, so it actually dried out a bit more.
Elderflower, yarrow, mugwort, meadowsweet.
Well done. And like Samphire Goza, I mean, that sounds great. If you don't know, Goza is a salted style of slightly sour beer originating in Germany. And the craft beer movement have taken it over by throwing in fruit and all sorts of delicious...
It's like the grey squirrels, isn't it? Goza's got took over by just like triple fruits and throw as many cherries in as you can. And that's not... If you
I like that
Goza.
too.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, I smile when I see a grey squirrel as well.
I know. Well, you also still smile if I see a triple fruited Goza, but that's not.
It's like,
they're killing off the little ones.
So You heard it here first. I think Sanford would work great at Goza.
Sanford would work great at Goza.
And like there's not much grows around County Durham I know of, and so sounds like we'll have to go forage load from somewhere like Kings Lynn or something like that.
That's a great trip.
Norfolk.
Excellent.
Norfolk.
This is basically about me and you getting trips away.
Yeah.
London.
Yeah. So if you know of
Columbus, Ohio.
any other unique brewing ingredients that you want to see in a beer in
local to you,
say the south region of France, what you quite like.
The Seychelles is good for something.
Pyrenees.
Oh god.
Adam also says he'd like to see a green hop series. We should definitely brew. Look, we will definitely do
about that for a while.
A fresh harvest IPA this year for the Fellowship of Beer Box. Sean Miller, the cold IPA so far have lessened the fruity East Coast, but just feel same as a no coast IPA or a cleaner mountain IPA. Sat between two stores and not tickling my hop needs. Kind of like the IPL does. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's all much of a muchness, really, isn't it? As long as it's not a hazy nipper, I think we can all smile.
You're hazied out, aren't you?
I'm hazied out, man. I'm hazied out. Ian said, is there a long-term plan each month for the beers? In what terms, Ian? What do you mean? Ian's had the Imperial Stout.
Yeah, it's just should put Ian on mute. No, I'm joking.
So it's some of them. So some of the beers that you were choosing and aging, you will know when to expect them. So we will say, okay, the black barley wine with a rum barrel. That's not going to be. We're not going to be tasting that. That's not going to be packaged and ready until autumn. So there will be beers each month that you know will be in there. And so the long-term plan is just to create what the fellowship dictates, really.
So basically, it's £60, 12 beers.
Yeah.
Delivered.
Yeah.
£30 a month. Delivered every 2 months.
Yes.
You get your say. What more can you want?
Are you going mainly seasonal? Seasonal as well. So because we're introducing those foraged elements, we will have that.
We'll go seasonal as you want.
Yeah, and so like we set out those 12 beers, 6 Imperial, 3 beers probably per box in the wild, sour, fruited, or seasonally foraged range. So, we have ideas of where we want to use apple in a beer and how we could use apple in a beer, and that gains some discussion. But it's not apple time, so we'll need to look at that again come autumn. And then 3 out that mid to low strength as well. And that could be like the Grodziskier, which, we've used essentially a foraged aspect to that, which is the birchwood, foraged with a chainsaw.
Was it really?
Paul
just say yes.
Yeah, Paul did the cutting. And that's a low strength beer. So yeah, just mixing it up a bit, really. Sean thinks many of us are hazed out. Yeah, I agree. You can get great hazy IPAs now from a supermarket.
We're all drowning in a sea of hazy. But there are some really good ones out there still. But there's other beers out there which people seem reluctant to dip into.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
So we've waffled on for 45 minutes, which is quite a while.
What's everyone drinking tonight? We know what Ian's drinking, and we know what Sean's drinking.
Is anyone else having a delicious beer? Just seeing if we've missed any interesting comments. So Sean says, does he go triple major or the barrel aged saison Tempranillo? Ooh, good question. I would go.
I know what you would go with.
I mean, I'd drink.
You're gonna go both.
I'd drink both, but
what you gonna? If I was gonna go for one first, I'm going Tempranillo.
Yeah,
and then I'm going Chateau Major because it's got a bit more about it.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. The saison Tempranillo is slightly higher carbonated, so it's going to do a good job of cleansing the palate. It's got more bubbles to scrub.
The Chateau Major is gonna.
It's got a bit more complexity. It's a bit more mellow as well at the same time. And it's a wonderful beer. We should have a bottle of that. I might take a bottle home. So yeah, have we missed anything else? I think that's right. As a proud Yorkshireman, rhubarb and apples are great in this part of the world. And then look at doing a classic Stingo, maybe. Stingo's got interesting
What is
history.
a Stingo?
Really. Oh God!
Come on.
So it's a strong beer that some people like to think maybe originates in Yorkshire because Sam Smith's brewery.
Some people like to think as in Yorkshireman.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean.
But like, apparently it's named from a pub that's actually outside of London.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's some confusing history. It's debated. I'll have to check what Ron Pattinson says on it.
Yeah.
But
the last one I had was a Brass Castle that did one.
did they do? Yeah,
Did they do one?
Yeah,
they have
they did.
one once?
yeah. I don't think we should talk about that because I don't want to.
No, 'cause
Did you have it?
I'm not talking about it. But yes, I had it.
I wouldn't like to say anything bad about it.
No, I'm not saying anything bad. It was liquid.
And Sam Smith's makes that makes one of the only classic
Yeah.
ones. So rhubarb triangles. So we made a series on rhubarb. We get rhubarb
We
every
still
year.
get asked about that, don't we?
Well, my dad has loads of rhubarb. He's a Yorkshireman as well. He's from Hornsey. And in the allotment's just full of rhubarb. And he doesn't even eat that much rhubarb.
So every year we put it in beer.
So we've worked out, because like the last rhubarb saison we made wasn't crazy rhubarb, but we put so much rhubarb into it. So I think we can get 2 harvests from it, the beginning of the year and the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So we can double our rhubarb
Cool.
if we like freeze the rhubarb down. And then-
We've always put it in a saison.
yeah,
If we weren't putting it in a saison, what would you put it in?
triple.
Triple. That sounds great.
Stronger
Well, yes,
saison.
that's what we're doing.
Do you remember we
We'll
did
put that to the fellowship. No, we won't. We're going to do that.
Do you remember we did a custard hefeweizen?
Yeah, I did,
with vanilla
yeah.
and tonka beans,
This is about 5 years ago.
and we did a rhubarb saison.
Yeah, and we were telling people to drink them together.
Yeah, and they were doing half and half custard and
Yeah,
rhubarb
yeah.
saison cocktailing. And we also took a portion of the hefeweizen and we soured it,
Yeah.
and that became a custard Berliner Weiss.
Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it?
And we ended up with like loads of kegs of this because people were just drinking it slowly because not many people wanted a custard,
A custard
sour.
Berliner Weiss, yeah.
Apart from Tower Hill Brewdog.
Yeah, they were crazy.
They're just mad for it. They ordered like so many
4
kegs.
kegs a week.
And I was like,
nuts.
Steam machine. Oh yeah, those people who
Yeah.
made the custard Berliner Weiss. What's up with that?
No!
So Sean's gone says what it is then. And he said, now you have to tell us about it. I'll tell you another time. Not memorable for the right reasons, sadly.
No, we didn't like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it was a bad beer. It wasn't our taste.
It was canned as well, and I think that's sad. I think something as venerable as a Stingo deserves a bottle.
Oh.
I don't think it deserved a can. I think it was a sad end to its life.
No, you're right. A sad end to the Stingo's life.
St. Mars of the Desert did 2 stings a while ago, apricot and a raspberry version.
Love St. Mars of the Desert.
I know you love them,
Oh,
don't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Great tap room.
Want to try and get a collaboration with them, but
It's amazing.
they told Sean no.
Yeah, we need to go down there.
Yeah.
Use buckle your little eyelids. I think.
Yeah.
We need to go because you need to go. You'd love it.
I love all beer, so
Yeah.
apart from that one we just talked about.
And the hazy nippers.
And the hazy nippers. I don't dislike them, I just like, yeah. That beer's lovely.
Yeah, it's great. Went down really well. Obviously.
All right, so if there's no further burning questions about the Fellowship of Beer or Steam Machine or anything like that, then I think we'll call it an end to the live.
Yeah. That's good. Friday night.
So we have launched general membership now to 150
Tell your
people.
friends.
Yeah, spread the word. If you think that sounds like something someone would like to participate in, do it. We also have a bit of an informal recommendation system. You know those like crap websites that do like referral scheme?
Yeah.
It's not really. Just tell us if someone told you to do it, and then
Yeah,
we'll
we'll just
give
do
them
it.
a
We'll
beer.
reward you or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So many beer boxes out there, but nothing where you actually get a say in what goes in it. And this is you, and this is your chance. And
As
this
far-
is your friend's chance to tell them.
As far as we're concerned, there's 2 types of beer box in the world. There's the type that use end of date beers or some low quality beers, and then they throw in a few surprises to keep you interested. And these are the kind of boxes that are made by faceless companies and faceless shareholders. Or the other type are ones which are supplied direct by a brewery or a shop or a gift shop or something like this, which has been curated. And those type are breweries putting beer out to you once a month that they hope that you'll enjoy. But mainly what they're doing is they're putting stuff out to you to show you how clever they are. We're doing the opposite. We want to know how clever you are. And we're creating those beers. We're going to be your beer guides in this journey, and to implement the crazy ideas, the wonderful ideas, the eclectic ideas that are coming in, and together we're going to make delicious beers. And the tagline of the Fellowship of Beer is, "Why should brewers have all the fun?" I don't know about
That's
you.
right though. They're drinking the beer.
Yeah.
So
I've
we've always brewed the beer we want to drink. So this is like your chance to
get
tell us
involved.
what you want to drink, and we'll make it for you.
So the steps are: sign up, www.fellowshipofbeer.org. Sign up there, choose which membership you want,
Join
get
the
onto the
Facebook
forum,
group.
get involved, start answering the polls as they come out, start leaving comments, and we collect all those comments and stuff together and put it back to the community. And then at the end of it, you get to enjoy this unique beer. I don't know any other thing like this that exists in the world of beer.
No.
And every brewer or brewery or blogger or beer expert that I've talked to this about, they've all been very excited about it. They've all stopped and listened and gone, fucking hell, that sounds mad but awesome.
Yeah.
A very humbling comment the other day was the Belper Beer Club, who have a beer podcast called...
They're visiting tomorrow.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Their football team are playing Newton Aycliffe away, so they're coming to it, which is great.
Good luck, Belper.
Team Belper.
Good luck, Newton Aycliffe as well.
Yeah,
that's where I live.
Up the cliff.
Apparently we won last time, so in the order of balance, maybe they should win this time.
Sorry.
And a very humbling comment they made to us was that having tried Steam Machine beers over the years and knowing the diversity of beers we produce, that they can't think of anyone else that this subscription box could be in safer hands of. And that's a humbling comment to receive. They said that they can't think that who else could pull this off. So that's really nice.
And they're right.
Yeah. So spread the words far and wide. Sean wants to come down. If we come down, he'll come and meet us at St. Miles of the Desert. And
First round's my new show.
He says thanks. He'll keep on spreading the word. He's doing a great job. And what he's really enjoyed so far is the level of engagement.
Lots of engagement.
And it's great. But
that's what it's about.
It's the people in this small community, and this is just from the first 100 founding members.
Complete interaction.
We have new members incoming as we speak who are bringing their own ideas, and that's really exciting. And I can't wait for these next few weeks to see what people come up with. And because we have no idea.
It makes our life easier.
Yeah, we have no idea. Does it?
Don't have to think.
We have no idea what's going to be coming out in the next box at this rate, because it's just exciting.
That's what makes it so special.
Yeah. So we're going to call it an end.
Enjoy your Friday nights.
Enjoy your Friday nights. And if you missed the intro video and you fancy seeing a montage, an
It's
action
amazing.
montage of what happens behind the scenes at Steam Machine Brewing Company, it's coming now.
Is it?
Thank you for watching.
Can we watch it again?
Yeah, we'll watch it again. Tell a lie. The video
We could act it out.
video isn't working. Such a disappointment. 1 sec. I'm gonna do it again. I know how to do this.
Fair play to everybody hanging around for this outro video.
It's great. Oh dear, what happened? Do you want to do a little dance? There's 7 people waiting for this
Not
video.
particularly. You should just
You
eat
need
a
to
burger
answer.
on camera. How did you get a burger?
Well, I said we're about to do a Facebook Live. When you close the kitchen, would you make me a burger and leave it for when I'm finished?
That's
And then 5 minutes later it was delivered, which was like not what I'd asked for. But
That's a shock.
I've got a burger, so